Well, with that said, we are going to move on to Mr. Peter White, who is going to do some screen sharing, talk about optimization of deployment. So, Peter, I know it's a little bit later where you are. You're over in England area, right? In London. I don't know exactly where you sit, but somewhere around those parts. So, thanks for being here today, and maybe talk us through some optimization of how. So Jason and Chaz showed us. All right, hey, this is how you set it up. If you're just starting out with APM, I think you're going to take it that next level and say this is how you optimize and really get us to the next step. So.
Indeed, and so the idea behind this is to have some resources so that we can sort of automatically do some of these things. So we were looking at the top 5 sort of issues that we have. So when things get busy, what do we do? It's great having resources that you can look at, websites, but sometimes it's nice to actually have something that does something for you and leads you through. That's the concept here. So we essentially have 4 different resources. They're all on DevCentral. So you can see I've got DevCentral here. If I go into code, you'll see my little yellow ninja symbol there. And so we've got 4 things. We've got this optimization script, which I'm going to look at first, which Matthew, in fact, has already demoed and put on YouTube very nicely. And he's got a much nicer accent than I have. And we also have that in a kind of an IAP form. So the concept of that is that runs automatically and it will automatically optimize your solution based on your current CPU. It will run every hour. If your CPU has gone higher, then it will, for instance, turn off compression or turn on split tunneling or whatever we want. We also have the DTLS virtual server. So the concept there is you already have a VPN. What this will do is it will basically clone that virtual server and create the DTLS virtual server, because DTLS runs on UDP. So it will create that automatically for you. And then we have the last one, which is to optimize your VPN tunnel. So the concept of that is Office 365 publish a list of addresses and URLs that they use to access their services. So we want to exclude those so that they don't come through the VPN. They go directly by, the customer can send that through their own internet. So what this does is it automatically updates your VPN so that is sent through theirs. So as they change their URLs and IP addresses, it will automatically do that for them.
Beautiful.
As you say, what I'm going to do is lead you through doing some of those. So we'll actually put those into practice. So let's start at the first one. So the optimization script. So as I say, the concept behind this is that you run it. It shows you in what sort of state you are. So it shows you, sorry, I just have to, I can't be expected to talk and type at the same time. So /.
Yeah, no problem, Peter. You concentrate on the typing. No worries at all, man. We all understand.
Okay. Right, so I've created a file. I've pasted it in there. Obviously, you saw that I copied that directly from DevCentral. I'm saving it. I'm then going to add permission. So you can see it's just a bash script. It's pretty simple. There's nothing particularly clever to it. It just checks your config and and it will show you what state you're in and what things that you can do to fix that. It will give you the commands, basically. So we can see here it's saying, if I just go up, I'm at 0% CPU. Yay!
Nice.
Compression, I have license. I have unlimited compression license, but I have no compression hardware. And we know from the K page that we shouldn't really be running compression in that situation. So these are not good at doing compression because they don't have the built-in hardware.
Right.
We can see whether we're running compression on our connectivity profiles, and exactly the same thing on our network access profile. So we have it in 2 places. And it also tells us about split tunneling, whether we're using client traffic classifiers. We haven't really spoken about that yet, but that's another way to, certainly on Windows, to try and specify how much bandwidth we can have to different types of traffic, and whether DTLS is enabled. And then if we want to change something, you can see down here, this is showing me my CPU rate is low. So I don't need to worry about it. I'm going to go down the Winchester. But if we were at 90%, it would be saying you want to turn off compression, you want to turn on split tunneling, and you want to do all of these different things. So this is where it's going to give you your suggestions. And then the second part gives you the how to do these things. So you can see the TMSH command. So I can run that command. And then if I were to run that again, I would then see that it's changed the status to disabled. So it's basically made that change. Useful for showing your state. As I say, we also have sort of, if you like, the next level of that, which is an IAP.
We all love the next level. Hey, and we got about 5 or so minutes, Peter, just to give you a little time check.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, I will try to be very quick.
No problem.
I will do this quickly. So if I log into my device, if I go into IAPS, templates, I'm going to import my template, which I know is in here because I did this earlier.
Right. Beautiful. You're a pro at this, man.
I'm going to add this, and it's APM VPN optimization. We have nothing to do other than hit finished, and you can see what it does is it creates an iCall for me. So that iCall, we can't actually see iCall through here, but what iCall will do is it will create an hourly iCall. So it runs every hour, and it runs basically that script that we saw, and it makes the changes that we need it to make. So it will automatically do this. It will automatically apply the access policy, and you just sit back and, drink a beer or something.
Yes. Good advice. Good advice, Peter. Yeah.
Okay. So let me very quickly move on. I will try and fit this into the 5 minutes. So we also have our DTLS one. This is, let me show you this. And if I then deploy one of these, DTLS, I specify which virtual server I'm interested in, which network access profile that is using. I hit finished. It builds me a DTLS virtual server that is a clone of the original one, and it runs on UDP port 4433, I think. And last one, very quickly, is our Office 365 IAP. The same sort of concept, that what we're going to do is deploy the IAP. It will create an iCall for us, and that iCall will run every evening at midnight. It will go to the Microsoft website, and it will download the list that we want. As you can see, we specify which access profile we're interested in. We have the network access list, and this is a table, so we can have multiple ones of those. We say which endpoint, so there are different endpoints that we can specify, and whether we're interested in Exchange, SharePoint, Skype, common services that they have. And we can add different URLs. So my URL, so if that were, I didn't want Netflix, it will add Netflix in there as well. And we can do a number of different ones. And I remembered I have to get rid of that. And it will, same deal. It's created my iCall that will run every evening and automatically download that. That will automatically update that network access list. There are then logs. It's stolen. I completely stole it from something nice that Reagan did and put on YouTube, and I just changed it into an IAP. And what I'm trying to do here is steal the glory.
Well, hey, don't we all have that, have that desire, right? You're just really good at it, Peter. You're just really good at it. That's beautiful, man. Hey, so, I mean, what a powerful thing these IAPs are, right? And so for the viewers out there, if you've dealt with IAPs, then you know. But if you haven't, I mean, this is, man, it really just shows the power, the speed of all these things, that the IAP just builds it all out for you, right? And you can download them.
And actually, it didn't take a long time to actually create these. I really created them because I was on DevCentral. I saw a couple of the points that people were having issues, and just looked through theirs, and I thought, I could build an IAP. I'm quite nerdy like that. I quite enjoy that sort of thing. And put one together and kind of went on from there.
Yeah, it's beautiful. And I think it's really cool how this ties back to some of the things we talked about with David at the beginning with like DTLS stuff and, some of those practical things that people are really struggling with. And it's like, boom, here's an IAP for you, right? Just let it run.
I certainly think one of the nice things about IAPs is then also being able to use iCall, so that you can say, I don't need to check on my VPN at 9 o'clock in the morning to turn on or off compression or split tunneling. I can just leave it to do it. Yeah, that's beautiful. That is beautiful. Yeah, just set it and forget it, kind of a thing. Maybe don't completely forget it, but you can set it and let it do its thing. Well, this has been very, very informative and just really, really great. So